I mean, not literally across the tracks, but he had to cross the train tracks to get to some ass.
See, straight men don't have stories like that. Like, you got to be a superstar, a rock star to get a story like that.
Yeah. No, all my stories are pretty straightforward. I kept texting a lady for for quite a while.
You dated for 8 months. I tried to have sex. She said no.
We were friends, but not really. And and now we're not. That's more or less.
I think. I don't know what she classified as.
Yeah, she definitely didn't return my last text, but it was late.
It
was late. It's late.
It's 7.
It was my last day in New York. I understand.
Yeah.
The government growing babies. Microchips in your anus. All koala bears are racist. The ozone layer owes me money. Martians invented turkey stuffing. Y'all can't tell me nothing.
Bang, 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 skeet, skeet, skeet. Yep, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another phenomenal episode of My Mama Told Me.
The podcast where we dive deep into the pockets of black conspiracies.
And we finally worked to prove that Lenny Kravitz's dick did not pop out of those pants. And instead, Lenny just is so powerfully light-skinned that beautiful yellow penis shined its way through. It literally glowed through matter. That's the conspiracy I'm spreading this week.
I bet it is a conspiracy that you're spreading.
Come on. Lenny knows what it is. He's like, I could walk through walls with this beautiful penis.
Hide it under a bushel. No, he's gonna let it shine. Good for him.
Let it shine, let it shine. Speaking of shining, I'm Langston Kerman.
I'm David Borey, penis in pants.
And we're both in pants, but anything could happen. It's the way this show goes. We're a chaotic little group over this way, are we not?
Yeah, I think so. I like to think, like, if there was a podcast that you could pop dick out on, I think we're number 3.
Yeah, we ain't first. Like, if you did it, it'd be a surprise, and we'd all have some questions. But
I'm surprised nobody's taking it out on Drink Champs yet.
Yeah.
I
Drink
think, no, they
feels...
did. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk.
No, please, jump in. We'll intro you eventually, but yeah, jump in.
Lamar Odom, I think he did, and they had to cut it out. I think he pushed the dick out.
Whoa.
Of course.
Yeah.
Did they say why, or was he just like, hey, Nori, look at this? Nori. Nori.
Look at this. What do you think of this?
He said, you want to see how to get a Kardashian?
Yeah, Nori. Hey, which is bigger, this or the bottom? Which one you see is bigger, Nori? And then Nori, for some reason, changed the subject.
Yeah,
that's how Drink Champs goes, I think, is somebody's having a very interesting conversation, and Nori's like, hold up, wait, you said you drove here? Bro. You're really ruining the vibe around this way. Well, okay, we're bullshitting. We've gone a roundabout way inside of this, but our guest today, you've already heard his voice. He's a fucking fantastic comedian. You know him from his work on Comedy Central, but more importantly, you know him from his brand new special on HBO called Romantic Comedy. Give it up for our guest, Mr. Ian Lara.
Yo, what's good, guys? Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
What up,
Thank
dog?
you for coming.
This is exciting shit. We're gonna talk some provocative conspiracies today.
I'm sure.
Say.
I mean, we got into dick talk within like 3 minutes. It was dick out talk, so I know it's gonna be good.
Yeah, it could go anywhere now.
I know it's gonna be good. Now.
Yeah, no, we're gonna let's get into it, because you came to us with a conspiracy that like I said, it has a hint of provocativeness to it. You said, my mama told me
there's a gay mafia in hip-hop.
Yes, I did.
Please, tell me more.
And I don't have a decision. I want to talk it out. My mind is not made up yet. I want to talk it out. I want to talk it out and then come to a conclusion at the end. Because I haven't decided which way I'm standing on yet.
Wow. Okay,
like
so
that.
you're a real undecided voter.
Yeah, it's
heading
up in
to
the
the
air.
polls today.
Yep,
I got you.
I go either way. On the decision. On the decision.
I like that. I mean, because wait, Langston, I want to know where you stand.
Whoa, you don't get to do that. You don't get to start the conversation and then be like, "Hey, brother,
yeah,
why don't you go
first? Yeah,
no,
you go first.
You said I have a feeling, so you tell your feeling, and then I'll tell my feeling.
I think it's made up. Here's what I think is a lot that happens.
Yeah,
I think that, and we all have uncles and whatnot. I think every younger generation, at least as far as black men goes, thinks every older generation just thinks the younger one is gay.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that gets confused maybe sometime. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got these pink polos. Yeah. It must be, and all these pink polo wearing niggas are dropping great songs. It must be a conspiracy. and it's just like, no, we just like colors.
In the uncle's defense, it has gotten gayer. So it is like a thing.
Has it?
I mean, we're more accepting now. Like, so it's more out. So like every generation.
I think it's objectively become more outwardly gay.
Right. Which is great.
I don't think that it's even up for debate whether it's become more outwardly gay. But I do think there is a debate about whether or not there were just a bunch of gay ass motherfuckers rapping to us and singing to us for generations that didn't feel comfortable telling motherfuckers that they were in fact gay.
Sure. I think I could land with that being more of the case than anything else, right?
Yeah, that's probably true.
I mean, to want to like rap and make music videos, that's basically musical theater, the gayest thing, right? Like,
I do think there are a ton of theatrics with hip hop that are often like masked under murder, right? Like if I've murdered a person, then I get to put like angel wings on and nobody's gonna say anything because
well, you could just wear those wings, big. You could just wear them.
Just wear the wings.
Just put the angel wings on.
You have to take that young man's life to put angel wings on.
Put on those tight pants and those angel wings, and you and your twin dance. You dance all night.
That's what you wanted. That's why you killed that boy. Because he was stopping you from being able to put your wings on. You're sick.
I also can't imagine. I don't think that anything is ever as organized as these conspiracies claim, right?
That's
like,
my
I don't
thing.
think that. Right. That makes sense. Like, I don't think there's like a gay meeting where they're like, oh, hey, we're all gay in here. How are we going to move our agenda forward in hip hop this month? Like, I think that's crazy.
Oh, that isn't.
Yeah, because to say mafia, like that implies that. That implies that there's a boss, there's a meeting, they get together, they're like, we have to whack this heterosexual gentleman. He's not,
right.
He's not,
we got to whack him off.
Yeah.
we gotta whack this guy off.
And they mean killing, but they're fun, so they also do the fun.
They're funny.
Yeah. They're like, no, we're gonna kill him, but ain't it funny that we say whack him off because we also do that. I will say that's the interesting part, and Ian, I would love to hear more about where this mafia, as it were, comes from, because I hear you, Bori, that it's probably not a mafia, it's more of like a community of folks that are not doing anything sinister, but just happen to all work in a similar industry. But Ian, I feel like mafia, that verbiage is important, so tell us where that comes from for you.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where that comes from, but like you said, with uncles, like, I remember growing up, there was always like a rumor that you get a certain level of success and you gotta go gay. Like that, they just say that. But
yeah,
I've been ascending in the success ladder. I haven't seen that yet. So I'm like, am I not doing enough? Because I haven't reached that level.
Sure.
Where they're like, you gotta be gay now.
If you're not getting propositioned, what are you in the industry for? Do you even exist? Yeah, I mean, you don't believe in the mafia element, or where are you at with that?
That's what I'm on the fence about it. I'm trying to get you guys to commit, see how your career goes, and then after you guys, I'll come back in a couple months and I'll tell you, hey, I don't agree with that.
Don't worry about me. I'm UGK. I can go back to Omaha. That's like crazy shit. Right? I don't give a fuck, man.
Listen, my career has been in the stinker since I started this podcast, and I don't know. Here we are.
As long as the same 50 to 120 people per city keep coming out that have been coming out since 2012, I'm gonna be all right. I'll stay in this loft. God damn it.
All right. Well, here's a thought. All right. If there was a gay mafia controlling everything, wouldn't there be more gay rappers that rose to the top?
That's what I'm saying. What? Unless they want to be shrouded in secrecy, and it's like,
but then that's a real conspiracy. That's like,
I think, guys, that's what's being suggested.
Yeah, we're already talking about a gay mafia. We're in conspiracy territory.
But you just went to level 10.
I think that's what they're saying, because
they're so organized that they don't want gay people to because it'll blow their cover.
Yeah,
blow their cover. Literally, I get it.
The essence of this argument is saying that there are individuals who are hiding in plain sight as a way of controlling what is and what isn't played on the radio, sent to us out in the world, whatever the fuck. And these rappers and everyone else or rather anyone else in the industry is aware of it, but everybody else has to remain shrouded in secrecy.
Okay, here's where I'm going to fuck my career up.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is great.
If this is the case, if this is what we're talking about, I think then it's all gay white people.
Whoa.
I don't think that gay black people would do us like that.
Bring race into it. Yeah, that's good.
Damn.
Right? Like, if that's that, because then it's like, right? It just seems like, if it's that sinister and that like, who could it be but like, and they're that shrouded in mystery, then I feel like it's a bunch of gay white people. And then I'm back to like, what? So Elton John is just pushing NBA YoungBoy? Like, I don't understand.
I will say, points to you for both being slightly homophobic, but also pro-black, and therefore solving the problem.
I don't think that's what happened. I don't think that's what just happened.
I'm teasing. You're fine. You're not going to jail. Look how everybody grabbed their hearts in fear that I was accusing.
You got to clean this up. This
is a messy episode.
This is unraveled.
I do think that's interesting as fuck to say that this is primarily white people dictating the voices, the whatever, because that isn't as much speculation. And so now the conversation is just rather if there's a extra little gay sprinkling inside of it, right?
Right.
Like, we know white people are in charge. The question is whether or not they're gay. And that's more nuanced.
That is more nuanced. You're right. But also, I got another thought. Also, if there were a gay mafia running things, why would they allow some of the most homophobic rappers to rise to the top?
Because if they weren't homophobic, then they could get bigger than being just a rapper.
Whoa.
You understand what I'm saying? A rapper's always going to be just a rapper. He or she's never going to be like Taylor Swift. And I do think that is subject matter oriented. I really do. It's like when you hear people in hip hop talk about like, we could all brand together. Who has the interview where they're like, we could all brand together, but we're still just one nigga. Like, that's all hip hop. You know what I mean? No matter the sales and whatever else. So you need someone who can get giant, but still is somewhat restricted. You can't have just like, you can't be out here controlling like a Taylor Swift or something like that, right?
I think if we're talking about mafias, I think we are presuming that the gay mafia's intention is to like spread gayness everywhere, but the reality
that's not what I was thinking.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm saying the community of or calling it rather a gay mafia. That is the underlying suggestion, is that they're a mafia for gayness, if that makes sense. But I think that if we're talking about the mob, we're talking about a sort of like organization. The organization is moving for the benefit of the organization. in like all forms. So it may for them just be like, yo, we want to keep niggas where niggas belong. And the way that we do that is to let them say homophobic, wild stuff whenever they happen to say it, so that their position, to your point, never elevates past sort of a neutral place.
If we continue to get the bag, that's like, cause like, you know, the straight mafia used to make gay porn back in the day because it made a ton of money.
Makes money.
Because they could run up the price. Is like in the 70s and shit in like New York, they used to make a gang of gay porn because they could take it to the bars and flip it for like triple or quadruple whatever you could do straight porn. So I think it's like that, but in reverse. So it's backwards gay mafia porn. It's backwards straight mafia gay pornography.
I'm listening.
Now, do you think you can make a fair argument that there's a black mafia controlling hip hop?
Black or gay or both? Or you think we're run by two mafias?
Just black in general, because they are a lot of black people in positions of power, right?
Right.
There's the Russell Simmons. There's the
out of country.
Dr. Dre. There's a lot of black people in power. Now, could you call them a mafia? Sure, I guess.
I think that our problem has always been unity.
Yeah. Right.
I was about to say, I think that if there is in fact a mafia, it ain't one cartel. It's like 89 cartels that all are working against each other and under the premise of community. I don't know.
But do you think it's like, so there's a Birdman cartel, there's a Russell Simmons, there's a 50 Cent, like in that manner?
Yeah, I think it breaks down. But that is how
mafias work, though, right? There's a family. There's different families. There's not one.
For sure.
There's several families.
There's several families. And there's Chicago, there's Jersey, there's New York.
And there's like some Irish people.
Louisiana, Master P, it's different families. But they all could get together and say, we're not messing with this guy, and then you're out.
Yeah. Do they ever go to war then? So now we're talking about people getting blackballed in hip hop.
Right. Well, my whole point is
pinkballed, if you will.
I think there's gay people in a position of power, as there is every type of person in a position of power, and they're just throwing mafia on them and putting them together, and they're like, we're not even together.
Yeah, I think similar to like, look, we all work in comedy. There are motherfuckers that you kick it with, and once you don't.
Careful, Langston.
All right, I don't like a lot of y'all, and this is my chance
there
to say
there is 100% a gay mafia controlling.
I am only saying that there are tiny communities in every industry, every workforce,
right?
And sometimes those tiny communities beef with each other or work together to make shit happen, but I wouldn't necessarily call like a Skankfest a mafia. You know what I mean? Like that seems like we're giving them more credit than I'm willing to give.
Look at how much Langston loves it. Look at his eyes.
Oh yeah, I can't get enough of.
He's turned up.
Of half-written jokes over
more skank slander,
over hate speech. So yeah, I get this. I think what we're at least where it sounds like everybody's landing is that there might just happen to be some gay folks in power, but that has nothing to do with like some secret conglomerate that's working to make dicks get sucked in the background or whatever.
Can I, for the record, though, say I never thought that was what they were conspiring. You started it like I never thought they were trying to push a gay agenda. I always thought. So
what did you think they were trying to do?
Make money.
But like, why be the gay mafia then?
They're trying to make gay
because they like each other. They're like, hey, I like you. We have a common mindset. Let's make some money together. You never done that with friends?
So you're saying a nice brunch turned into a master plan very quickly.
I think that's always how it happened throughout history.
When Bush planned 9/11, he sat down and
I think World War I was a couple guys at brunch like, you know who I hate? That Archduke Ferdinand. And then he gets shot. Now the whole world is in trouble.
More eggs, please.
Do you think we're reaching a point where we're becoming so accepting and progressive that as a rapper, you can no longer use the excuse of, hey, they asked me to do gay shit, so I didn't make it? Like, we'll get to it's like, you should have done the gay shit.
Yeah. I for sure. Like I was watching somebody say that shit on Math Hoffa like a week ago, and I was like, these niggas are stupid. That's dumb. Yeah. I was like, yo, this shit is dumb.
He was literally like, I didn't make it because they wanted me to be gay. Everyone who makes it is gay.
And it's like, no, because the numbers also don't lend themselves to that.
No, they're not. Everybody didn't make it because they did some gay shit.
I've been in entertainment for a while. I know a lot of dumb people who made it.
Sure.
Dog, mostly, I'd say. Almost exclusively is...
You either have to be hyper smart and evil or too dumb to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Too dumb to know what's going on. That's a gift.
Man.
They just
like
nice.
bounce around.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who's this guy? He was nice to me.
Yeah. What's up, man? It's like, my group chat's so mean to you. You don't even know. I love you, dude. Oh, for real? Yeah, that's cool. Cool. All right. Cool. I'll stop saying stuff about you. That's cool.
No, I won't.
All right. We need to take a break. We'll be back with more Ian Lara and more My Mama Told Me.
My mama told me.
Someone get this jigaboo away from me.
There it is. We're back.
Yeah, we're back here with more Ian Lara, more My Mama Told Me. We're still talking about the possibility that deep in the catacombs of hip hop, there is a gay mafia controlling everything. I feel like this is going to lead well into the research, but where, Ian, did you first hear this conversation? Where was this premise first introduced to you?
I'll be honest with you. I've been hearing this since I was probably like in junior high school. Mm-hmm. That was the first time it was introduced to me. I remember there was tryouts for the basketball team, and there was a kid who didn't make the basketball team, and he was like, I'm glad I didn't make it, because I heard like once you make it, the initiation is you gotta blow a man.
Whoa.
Where did you go to high school?
I thought... I'll be honest, I thought this story was going to be like, it was basketball tryouts, right? And the coach came out and he was like, now you know there's a gay mafia in hip-hop. Acknowledge the gay mafia or you're running suicides.
No, that was the first time. That was the first time that the idea of success equals you have to accept gay.
Wow.
Which is mind-blowing because it's
first of all, shout out to that kid who was, in a terrible way, very forward-thinking to have that thought in junior high. That's amazing. He was like, nah, I heard they sucking dicks. Second of all, where did you go to
basketball team?
First of all, he tried out and didn't make it. Like, they didn't.
So he wanted in.
Yeah, he wanted in.
He knew what the barrier to success was.
Yeah, no, he was like, hey, you do what you got to do.
He was ball is life, and if there's two balls in the way, so be it.
Yeah. Ball is life, and then double it on my forehead. What? Was it a good team? It must have been a very good team.
Great team.
Okay. It was borderline AAU, like it's a school, but technically.
Yeah. Borderline, like these kids were going to go play.
That makes sense.
Professionally, college professionally, you know.
That makes more sense.
But that was the first time I saw it introduced, but then I see it on other levels. Like it's a constant thing where like people who don't reach success, I guess the homophobic ones, they tend to blame it on some type of homosexual act that you had to do to get to the next level. And I'm stressed out because I want to get to the next level and no one has asked me to do that.
Bro, it's also like, I hate, it goes to this weird fetishization when you're like, these gays, they're so sex crazed that they can't help but gatekeep success with sucking dick.
Yeah.
Like some people could just do business non-sexually.
Yeah. And the nice thing, as far as I can tell about being gay, is that like sex don't come that hard. Like y'all,
it seems like the easiest.
Yeah, y'all be nailing it almost anytime you want. And there's no reason for you to need to like take over an industry just to get your dick sucked. You have Grindr, dog.
if straight guys could have sex that easy, there would be no more wars.
They have no desire. I mean, I was at a club once. I was at a comedy club once, and a comedian. I won't say he thought his spot was at one time, and it turns out he thought he was first, but he was last. That means you had about 45, 50 minutes in between.
Yeah.
And he showed up early, and I was like, so what are you gonna do? He was a gay gentleman, and he was literally like, I'll probably just find somebody to have sex with. I was like, you have 50 minutes. And he's like, I need way less than that.
Yeah, I've seen them move in that manner before, and you're like,
I was so
around the corner. It's like it's they really got their whole shit streamlined.
Yeah, one of my groomsmen came out much later in life. He came out at like 33 or some shit. Yeah. And has like now been on like a real like sort of dick renaissance for himself, where he's really like getting it all out of his system and exploring and shit. But we went to a friend's like engagement party, and like while the party was happening, he had already like dipped off, crossed some train tracks, fucked a dude, and then came back in the middle of the party. And it's like, dog, all right.
Does he work for Def Jam?
Yeah,
oh man,
maybe secretly, and that's what we're here to talk about. So let's get into some of this research, because I do think that this is going to help us clarify, if nothing else, where this conversation at least starts in a more popular sense, right? The original premise of the gay mafia as we know it in terms of popular culture came out from the 2011 interview on Vlad TV. That's your boy, Dave.
I'm not aligning in that manner. I also watch Say Cheese and a various number of other hip hop media outlets.
All right. Well, Vlad TV interviews Fat Joe, and then Fat Joe sort of became a bit of a meme. He was made fun of. He was called homophobic for many months after this. This was like, I remember, a big deal on like Twitter at one point. Yeah. But Fat Joe, in rewatching the video, isn't being nearly as homophobic as it's originally presented, which I'm curious to know if y'all...
Langston.
No, I'm
honestly,
listen,
he made some points.
I'm not defending Fat Joe. I don't think he needs my help in this, nor do I want to offer it. But I will say that the original question that's asked is more about the Mr. C situation. If y'all remember what was going on with
because
Mr. C.
He kept getting caught and refusing to acknowledge it, right?
Yeah. So Mr. C over and over again was having sex with sex workers, trans sex workers, specifically getting caught with these trans sex workers. He eventually pleads guilty for basically trying to, I think it was like procure prostitutes or whatever the fuck they were calling it at the time. Ultimately, Vlad, being Vlad, goes to Fat Joe and goes, hey, Fat Joe, what you think about this other man's thing that's happening that ain't got nothing to do with you? At which point, Fat Joe goes, hey, dog, I don't know nothing about that. I respect everybody's choices inside of this. If you're gay, be gay. If you're not, you're not. That ain't none of my business. Blah, blah, blah. Now, then Vlad goes on to ask him about a conversation he had with Mano, in which he asked Mano, would you ever do a song with a gay rapper? Which, again, this is why this motherfucker sucks. Because why are you asking Mano if he would do a song with a gay rapper? Leave that nigga out of that convo. What the fuck?
You hate Mano, okay?
No, I know what Mano's going to say.
And what did he say?
I have a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I got some ideas.
In 2011 would have said, yeah.
Dog.
He was fresh out.
Yeah. This is Mano when he was still punching people on the street.
Mano is a bully.
Yeah. That man is a beast. You don't ask him nothing about none of that. But Mano surprisingly says, I presume I already have. At which point, Fat Joe basically says, yeah, I think I have too. goes on to basically say that he believes that the real problem is that there are people who won't just come out. If you're gay, you're gay. If you're straight, you're straight. But you should tell him, he says, and you should just be front facing with the shit because there's already a gay mafia and the gay mafia will protect you and support you. So what do you have to hide? Just be yourself.
So he's weirdly, I'm trying to unpack this. He's kind of a good guy.
Well, here's what
right?
Here's my issue with that statement. I feel like telling a gay person just come out and admit it and we'll be cool. It's like when a woman you're dating tells you, if you're sleeping with other people, just be honest about it. I don't care.
Me.
It's like,
yeah,
I can be, but you're gonna leave me if I do.
Yeah. The support ain't gonna be what you're pretending.
Right. It's not like it's gonna be cool. I want it to be cool.
Yeah.
Or like, you ever come home and knew you were gonna get a whooping, and they're like, just say what happened at school today. You're not gonna be in trouble.
Right. I just want to talk through your choices, and it's like,
okay.
But I'm gonna say something that's gonna make you mad enough that you're gonna beat me for it.
I can smell it in the weather.
Right.
My knees twitching.
Yeah, you're just not mad right now, but this is temporary.
I do. It is. I think that I understand what you're saying because that's a loaded gun, right? Just tell him, hey, just do it. I understand where he's coming from and why, in theory, that's like a very great idea. I think the playing field is a little more rocky than that.
Yeah,
right?
it's not easy to come out for a plethora of reasons and just being like Fat Joe said,
Mano being one of them.
Yeah, Mano will punch you in the face almost immediately. And,
no, I don't.
and for those reasons, to just be like, hey, come do it. Why are you being scared? Stop being phony. Whatever the fuck it is a little bit naive at best from Fat Joe.
Yeah, right. That because I don't think they will be cool, and I think I think most people are more equal opportunity. Because if you say like Lil Nas X is out now, people did songs with him. He's a huge star. Jack Harlow got a song with him. A lot of artists got a song with him. People complain that he's a little too sexual, which I think that's not homophobic. I think that's fair because I think if a man is heterosexual and too sexual, it's still uncomfortable for me. Like even like you ever met those guys that they like women, but they're too sexual about it. Where you're just
I can't deny him the Montero video. Like I'm not gonna close this laptop and go watch Adina Howard videos after this. But you know what I'm saying? Like just because it makes me uncomfortable, I can't deny him his because I like booty shaking videos as well. For sure. So I'm not gonna like step on that.
Yeah, he is someone's Adina Howard, and we have
exactly. And we all got our proclivities. I like to feel big old titties on my forehead, and I get it. Maybe not everybody wants to see that in a music video, but some might.
Yeah. To be honest, to be fair, I don't want to see big old titties on your forehead in a music video either.
Exactly, and that's fine. And
it's
that's
like
fine, but you don't have to watch it.
Right.
Hey, man.
Well, maybe I'm gonna for research, but I don't want to.
Listen, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, you know?
I'm gonna it's gonna be all over Twitter, but I don't want to.
I never wanted to see anything more.
If that's the thing I get trending for on Twitter, yeah.
Comedian
you heard it here first.
Titties on his forehead.
Loves it.
Titties come out of nowhere.
Finds it comforting.
Yeah, he didn't wince at all. He looked almost too comfortable. Is that possible?
He loves it. It's a strange ask too.
I feel like I had a lot of friends who were like fans of like R&B singers, but when the R&B singers, even though they were singing to women, they got too sexual. It became like, all right, like you're too sexual. Like even though there's nothing gay about it, it's just too sexual for public. You know,
that's fair. I think there's a general like level of decorum that we all should. Because like the Peaches and Cream video is weird to me.
Right.
And it's because of the peaches and the cream.
I will say that there's a level of sexuality that across the board makes me uncomfortable on like standardized television. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Like if you just put it on regular ass TV, some of this shit is taking it too far no matter who the fuck is doing it.
I think
now, if you put it on my
with that.
private cell phone,
Yeah.
God bless.
I'll watch it all night, yeah.
If we're watching BET Uncut, titties are going on.
Yeah.
The Peaches and Cream is a perfect example. That video, it's all women, and it is very uncomfortable to just watch at 3 o'clock during Rap City.
Yeah, because it would be on after school. You see it right after school.
And this girl's like stripping peaches. It's very uncomfortable.
And it's like, in reality, this is not a great dessert. I like cheesecake.
Right. Who puts cream on peaches?
It's so messy. It seems so messy.
That is a messy meal. I don't think I've ever thought about that.
Peaches out of the can with the syrup and then cream?
They over-sexualize fruit. I don't get it.
Let me be clear that I don't think that they were doing canned peaches in the peaches and cream.
You think they were doing
you're going to be classist now?
I think they were doing cut peaches.
Okay, fuck me,
and
right?
then
I'm just poor trash eating my peaches out of a can.
Nah,
I'm sorry.
Those were 100% canned peaches.
It was heavy syrup peaches.
100% canned peaches.
Guys, I'm willing to stand on this. I don't think that the song was saying anything about cutting open a can of peaches and then dipping the individual slippery ass little fucking slugs of peaches.
That's what they have in the video.
That's what it's the heavy syrup in the video.
But that's
wet.
aesthetic.
That's in her hand is wet.
That's aesthetic. We're talking about the actual sex.
Nope.
What do you want that?
This is a dessert you could buy fully at a bodega.
Listen, listeners, if you feel differently, I'd love to be wrong on this. I just don't think we were talking about heavy syrup peaches.
That's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I think that you're going to be surprised at how wrong you're proven after this.
If I'm wrong, I will openly admit it on our next episode. If I'm proven
sex
wrong.
happens fast. You don't have time to peel peaches.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Are you all telling me that you know how to hold one of them peaches and enjoy it with your raw bare hand?
Well, no, my argument is that it's not enjoyable. It's too messy.
I'm with you. I think that's it.
Oh,
but
man.
I think if I was gonna do it, I would can open the peaches before she got there, and then I would have the whole situation in a bowl, chilled before she even got to my house.
Although I will say, if a girl shows up and you just got peaches ready, you just come out with the bowl of peaches. You're like, we can do whatever you want to do with these.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. I think that you guys are making this a ridiculous conversation by suggesting that these men are going to cut him up in front of her. He's not. He's been planning this for weeks.
We didn't say that.
No, I'm saying exactly.
That's
all
what
the
we're
work
saying.
is done.
But not the canned kind.
The canned kind this lighting is sexy. It's so
I'm already. I don't like the lighting.
Sexy.
It's too sexual.
Yeah.
I'd have sex on every one of those platforms.
You know what that's supposed to be? All right. I'm gonna cover you. Your shirts are too baggy.
Slim is the only one whose name I rember.
Oh yeah.
I think he was the main one, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to be.
Just dancing.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's heavy syrup, Langston.
No, that is syrupy.
Watch. Wait.
You're right.
That's syrup.
Those are heavy syrup peaches.
Those heavy syrup. First of all, she has syrup on her.
But they're not dipping them. Okay, they're dipping them.
Oh, it's whipped cream. That makes more sense.
What did you think it was? Half and half?
I thought
it was lotion.
I thought it was cream. I thought they poured.
Oh my god, that's so weird.
Oh, that's not good.
Just me and 4 of my best friends dancing around some peaches.
Yeah, and it's only one girl, and it's 4 of them.
Yeah. Well, that's none of our business. That's
all right.
That's for someone else to decide if that's
All
okay.
right.
But the point is, we're talking about this potential gay mafia. We've gone far off the rails inside of this motherfucker. But let me ask this, because at one point, Vlad, the criminal mastermind that is Vlad, then interviews Too Short. Very shortly after this interview, introduces the same premise, talks to Too Short. Too Short then says he also believes in the possibility of a gay mafia. Specifically, he says that he was homophobic through the entire 90s. He says, I was deeply homophobic in the 90s, but then shit got so gay that it wasn't even a point to it anymore. And he gave up and, like, I guess became non-homophobic.
What was the point to it before?
I guess deep passion, love of the game, probably.
He was like, honestly, it's just so much. I was like, I might as well be a Republican.
Hey, he's like, shoot or shoot. And here we are.
So Too Short claims that it's so gay that he had to rethink his position.
Yeah, he had to rescind his offer to the homophobic community.
But then you have to ask, to somebody who's homophobic, what is so gay?
I feel like it's like three dudes.
Yeah,
that's what he's like. I was at a party. There was three of them, and I was like, I might as well get
I'm out of here. Yeah.
What is this, a mob?
I mean, yeah, that's just. It was just two. It was a guy and his boyfriend. That's it.
Yeah, there's a whole gang of them in there.
It's swarming with these motherfuckers.
I feel like those people from the 90s, I feel like they didn't get exposed to enough gay people to really understand how
that's
fun
all it is.
They are as people.
You've never been to a drag brunch, so you think that you don't realize how good of a time gay people are having. Like, it's just like it's like any ick, any being ist or ick, like because you just don't know none.
Yeah. Like, you know how you have when you with your boys, your straight friends, if your boys tell you a story about girls they hooked up with, and you want to hear those stories and they be wild, I feel like if you could take away the gender of who they hooking up with, gay guys' stories be way crazier.
Oh, yeah. None of my friends left an engagement party
to go have sex across the train tracks. Nah.
Across the tracks? No.
I do want to introduce a little extra piece of research that I think is going to help this conversation, because I got to asking myself where the idea of a mafia comes from, specifically in terms of this community. And I actually stumbled across this Guardian article from 2008 called The Hidden Gay Life of Macho Hip Hop Stars.
Oh, are we talking about the gay thugs?
No, that's not it. But I like where your mind is at.
Undercover Brothers?
Yeah, it's not Undercover Brothers either. In fact, it's not quite that. That's certainly not the entire focus of it. But the suggestion, and I want to be clear that this is clearly written by a white person. No black person has ever called a rapper macho. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not a thing that we're regularly saying about each other in a way that this is a white article. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But the article basically talks about a book that was written by this dude, Terrence. Where's his name? Terrence
Howard.
Terrence Dean, close. Terrence Howard, a former MTV executive who's a gay man and who explains that there is a thriving gay subculture in the hip hop community.
Man.
There's a thriving gay subculture and everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is worth noting that he's saying...
Monster trucks, Travers? There's a lot of genres out there.
I would go so far as to say, if ever there wasn't a thriving community, it's in the monster truck driver community.
Okay, gay guys?
Yeah, I don't think there's a
but sometimes
thriving
those
one.
be the ones, those is the ones, like the ones where it's like suppressed like that.
Yeah, like the rappers.
Yeah, like the rapper. I would equate the monster truck to the rappers as far as like anti that.
Damn. All right. Well, you guys believe in the monster trucks. I believe in the hip hop community. I guess.
No, I mean, I believe it. I guess I just I feel like if that's, how are we ever going to know? I don't know, man. It's so easy to especially with something like that, it's so easy to just speculate and not have to show receipts.
So easy.
Yeah, I read this and I thought, well, of course, there's a thriving gay subculture. That's no different than what exists in every industry, right? It's like, I get hired for a job, and then eventually I work up in that job, and then I want to hire my friends and reach back to a community that feels familiar or I feel like needs my support. And then subsequently you got
reach back to my family members.
Yeah, now you've got a couple gay dudes working in an industry, but that doesn't make it a mob. It just makes it a bunch of dudes who are having a good time doing a job together.
It's a brothel.
Yeah.
I feel like we need somebody to come on and just name names. We need somebody to come on and be like, I'll say it, it's Bow Wow or whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked at anything, and I don't really care, like, who's like, I'm like, all right, whatever.
I will say that Orlando Brown did accuse Bow Wow of being...
Yeah, he accused...
He is on drugs.
Yes, he is.
Come on, he is a drug addict.
He accused LL Cool J of eating people, I believe.
Yeah, he also said Diddy gave him the Oshkosh, which is a children's clothing line.
And maybe that's what he meant. He started as a young man in this industry. Diddy gave him some overalls that he wore for a while, and he was on drugs, so we didn't understand. We were like, is he saying Diddy sucked his dick? And the man was just saying, nah, he gave me some overalls back on Mr. Cooper or whatever the fuck show he was on.
I think that's a Raven.
Yeah, well, he was on a bunch of...
Oh, yeah, and was he on... He might have been on a Cosby Show. Was he on a Cosby Show?
He was on Family Matters for a little bit.
Because he was a child actor, right?
He was on Major Payne.
Oh, yeah, Major Payne.
Right.
Yeah, he was a cute fucking kid.
I think people like Tyler, the Creator, has kind of normalized... You ever heard the freestyle he did on Flex?
Yeah.
Okay. It was so funny. That was hilarious.
It was great watching Flex watch it.
I was going to say, not just watching it, but the question Flex asked as soon as he finished.
It was hilarious.
He says, what made you say that? What made you do that one?
It was so funny. He was like, what made you do that one? He was like,
he's
me and
so
Flex,
mad.
Flex with a tight butt, something like that.
He's like, bro,
dude,
why would you do that with me? And I don't like that.
Dude, it's so funny because I feel like he was coming to flex. Tyler's so funny. He was coming to flex and he knew what he was gonna do. He's like, I'm gonna get it freestyle. It's all gonna be gay bars, and Flex not gonna know what to do. What he's gonna do live on air?
He's like, Tyler, I respected you. I wanted to treat you like a real artist. And then you come on my show and you're tapping into my homophobia, my deeply rooted homophobia.
And he brought him into it. Like, it wasn't just Tyler being gay. He was like me and Flex.
I also, one last thing. Are gay bars that different than the bars currently? It's about having big dicks and getting ass. Feels like it's all in the same genre to me.
Right. That this isn't not a Megan verse. It just is coming from a different person.
And gay bars are still bars. Like some of it, you're like, yo, that was gay, but that was nice. That was like, that was a good
nice
bar.
Before it's gay. It's nice before it's gay.
Yeah, nice before it's gay. Sure.
Yeah. This is fascinating because part of what you guys are saying about the naming names is that this Terrence Dean dude does in fact not name any names. He goes through the entire book basically saying like, look, I'm not interested in outing people. I'm not interested in sort of like, creating danger inside of this community. I'm more doing this as a way of exposing what I know to be true with hopes. And this is the part that gets a little weird for me. He says, with hopes of encouraging one of these very famous rappers to come forward as gay and subsequently like admit the shit so that the community can like...
That's kind of whack that you write a book to put pressure on somebody else to make a move.
Mm-hmm.
I don't respect
that. That happened on my college campus. They used to be... There was a radio... They had a radio station and there was a radio show. I remember this was like freshman year. And there was this gay gentleman who like he lived in the dorms with us. We was cool. Like he was like a cool dude or whatever, but he just decided to go on the radio. Like there was like a big thing where he was like, I'm going to go on the radio and I'm going to just oust all the gay men on campus that he's been with, which is kind of like a shitty thing to do, especially then. Like it wasn't like people, if they're not ready to come out, they should come out whenever.
Yeah.
They can never do that. Well, he went on the radio and he didn't name names. So like you said, like everybody's like, You didn't name any name. You could just accuse all you want, but
right. Yeah, I think some of that makes it feel a little bit attention seeking when you're just like doing it for the sake of doing it and not for an actual like direct benefit and being like, well, I hope someday somebody's brave enough, which maybe, there's an element of that I can sympathize with, of like, hey, I just want to air out the realities of this community. But I also think, what are you truly doing this for? And it putting it on somebody else's shoulders doesn't feel right.
Here's my big question to both of you. Have we gone far enough that if there is this giant thriving community, are we far enough along that there's not as much need for it as there was maybe in the G-Unit era?
The community? Like not need for the mafia?
Yeah. Is it like, are we closer to some point where it's going to be okay to be gay specifically? And I feel like hip hop and sports are the two places where it's still, it's like the only two genres of entertainment, I feel like, where it's still that different. I don't know about country music.
I think I think the Lil Nas X of it all did not make some major advancement in terms of like the embracing of gay in hip hop. But I do think like the Isaiah Rashad shit did.
Right.
I think and unfortunately it happened in a really icky way where he was outed against his will and like this video was released. All of that's fucked up. But I do think that nigga just be rapping and not doing anything that they're going to realign as like pop shit or weirdo shit or whatever the fuck it is. So it's like, nah, if he can rap and suck dick, then we have to start treating this as a part of our community and not just sort of a subsect of it.
It's also not, I think, and sometimes even we today, sometimes I feel like there's like this coded language about it as if it's like some kind of impediment. And I think that's a lot of the problem. Like even us just now being like, oh, it's nice before it's gay. Yeah, but gay isn't like a problem. I think that's like so often we speak about it as if it's like something holding them back, especially from being talented in hip hop, and I think that I don't know how to fix that.
I think it's like a loaded question because it's like, if you think about it, it's like, all right, black people, we had like a black president. Does that mean that there's no need for like, all types of like black civil rights empowerment groups and HBCUs and all types of like quote unquote things you might label as like a mafia type of like thing? And no, like, because it doesn't mean anything. So like the same thing I consider with like the gay LGBTQ community. It's like, I don't know, like equality takes a long time.
Bro.
Right. Yeah. And to that point, I think we're talking about, and we've sort of said this already, we're talking about individuals trying to advance for themselves. And if they happen to be in positions of power, that's just because that's where their jobs are, where their lives have them, not necessarily because they have like some devious mastermind kind of plan happening.
Right.
Well, boys,
I think we solved it.
I was about to say it started rocky.
Hip hop. I know. I hope people don't listen and shut it off. Could you put that disclaimer at the front? Like, listen the whole episode. Don't.
Yeah, you got to make it to the end.
Yeah, I think we got a good audience. I think they tend to be like,
okay, listen, man. Our audience is terribly on board for all the stupidity that we spread every week. I think you'll be fine. We haven't run into any issues yet, and you ain't the worst we've ever had. I assure you.
No, we had a couple of hairy weeks.
But no, this was great. Ian, could you tell the people where they can find you? What cool shit you have going on?
Yeah, for sure. My Instagram is just my name. It's Ian Lara Live on Instagram. That's my website, ianlaralive.com. I got a tour coming up. I'm going back on the road next year. And my special just came out. It's streaming on HBO Max. It's called Ian Lara Romantic Comedy.
Hell yeah. Go watch the special. I watched it today. It's great. Ida, she directed that shit.
Directed it, yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking tight.
Yeah, that's cool.
So fun. And Bori, you want to tell the people where they can find you?
Cool Guy Jokes 87 on Instagram. You can see me at the Hereafter, December 3rd in Seattle, December 4th, Helium Comedy Club in Portland. Oh, and then if you are in Las Vegas November 22nd through Christmas, I'm playing the Jimmy Kimmel Club because, it seemed like a good way to end out the year.
Fuck, whole month? You there the whole month?
No, the 22nd through the 25th. Just the
Christmas
of
December.
Of December. Oh, yeah. No,
you said November 22nd through Christmas, and I was like, God damn.
No, I don't like stand-up that much. No, that's like 6 shows. Yeah, and then just, be good to yourselves. If you are gay, join a mafia because there's strength in numbers.
Yeah, mount up. If you're gay, mount up. It's time.
Yeah.
Regulators, mount up.
Make me a friend of the family. I want to be a friend of the family.
Yeah. Let me be like, if you guys are the Pink Mafia, let me be your Crimson consigliere.
As always, you can find me at Langston Kerman on all platforms. And if you want to send us your own drops, your own conspiracy theories, if you want to accuse us of being deeply homophobic and not understanding the gay mafia, you can send all of that to mymommapod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Otherwise, that's it. Bye, bitch.